Hello, friends! It's Allison, and welcome back to 30 More Days of Art Journaling. Today, we are going to revisit the topic of fear. We've already talked about fear a bit. I shared my page about being afraid of the book A Pocket for Corduroy as a kid and or adult. I think I may have shared I'm also really scared of crickets, those little harmless creatures that just sing and jump around and terrify me out of my skin. Um, it's silly, right? We all have silly things we're afraid of. But we also, a lot of us have deep things we're afraid of. And we're going to just focus on this a little bit today. And what I want you to think about is, what are you ultimately afraid of? Like, some of us are afraid of taking new job opportunities or starting a relationship or following a dream, writing a book, creating a piece of art, sharing that piece of art, starting a business like Determined to Shine or whatever it is. And it's really easy for us to get scared of being rejected, having people get angry at us, having people be hurt by us, having people hurt us. And so we block ourselves from opportunity. And I see this play out in my own life all the time. And it's really funny how it can manifest itself. Like, sometimes if I wait a long time to do a video for you guys, then it gets harder and harder because I get like scared of it almost, which is silly because I record videos for you guys constantly and it still freaks me out sometimes. But that's a thing that I have to get over every day. Like, I can't just wave a magic wand, even though I do have one handy. By the way, that's totally random. That was just sitting there. I didn't plan that at all. That's feeling kind of magical right now. Ah. Anyway, back to that. I can't just wave a wand and make that fear go away. I have to be willing to show up and be present for myself and decide every time that dealing with my fear is worth it. Because on the other side of the fear is where the magic happens. Like, it's where you fall in love or your dreams come true, or something a coach said to me really early on was, on the other side of your fear is someone else's healing. And I was like, well, I better get over it then, right? Because it's important. All the good stuff is on the other side of fear. One of my favorite song lyrics from the great Taylor Swift, of course, in her song Treacherous, she says, "Nothing safe is worth the drive." And I was so struck by that because when I dug into it, it made a lot of sense. Like, if I'm going to take a leap, take a drive, what's worth it? Like, and it's all the good stuff is risky and is scary and is hard. So before we do an art journal page, we're just going to do a little exercise, because one of the biggest things that helps me with fear is to ground myself and to focus on being alive and being here, which sounds so silly, but is so powerful. Like, if you just kind of get still in your chair wherever you are right now, put your feet on the floor, imagine roots growing from your feet into the ground, into the earth, from your tailbone. Same. I like to think of multiple roots going down, creating this anchoring. And then just focusing on your hands. You can rub them together, you cannot, but just really feeling them and feeling the energy present in them. And that's why I like to rub them together, because you can just kind of create some of that friction. And just feeling that heat in your hands and that presence, and just really sink into it. You can spend more time on this on your own. Sometimes I sit like this for 5 or 10 minutes and then just really deep breaths, being like, I'm alive and I am here and I was born to do this. And it doesn't really matter what this is when you say I was born to do this, because You know, sometimes for me it might mean like clearing off my table is I'm like procrastinating, or clearing up the crafting room. And it's not that I was born to clean up a craft room, but I was born to do the work that I do in this room. Like, I was born to create, for sure. I believe we were all born to create in some way. Create something. Love, magic, joy, happiness, peace, reconciliation, love, joy, yeah, just harmony, you know, all these things. And that's what we're born to do. And if we let junk get in the way, that's no fun at all. So what I want you to do is take some time to do that grounding exercise. And then we're going to go to your art journal, and I want you to create a page that reflects on how you feel when you just think about being here and being alive and being enough. Because that's really the biggest thing, right? That we're not enough, but you are so much more than enough. So that's my challenge. I'm going to be working in this little art journal book that I have. This is one that I created maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And it's all just from pages ripped up, and I'll show it to you more. I'm going to switch camera views so you can look over my hands while I create. But this is like, I create in a lot of different journals. I create in my disc bound journals a lot. I have spiral journals. This journal is like my little soul book. Really important stuff goes in here, and it's all stuff that encourages my heart. And it's definitely the kind of book that I encourage everyone to keep. Maybe I'll create a separate video or project from that at some point. But I really love working in this book, so I'm excited to put this aliveness into here, because this is the one that it just has extra healing mojo in it, even more than my other art journals. So I'm going to hop over to my camera, and I will see you shortly. Love you.